Okay, so I'm gonna start this off with some horse shit that comes out of the AA Big Book, and then I got a solid refutation for it. There was something that you would hear in the meetings a lot of the times, and it always irked me to hear it read anyway, but come to find out, there's scientific evidence that what AA is preaching here is completely, totally, and utterly wrong, once again. Which doesn't surprise me or anyone else, I'm probably very sure of. But it says that one thing we would hear read in meetings over and over and over again, it is plain that a life which includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. Plain to whom exactly? Plain to him, Bill W., writing this thing? I mean, he says it like it's plain to everybody that if you have deep resentment, it's only futility and unhappiness. I guess the people who have accomplished things in the area of social change in terms of many positive changes that have been brought to society because of angry people that said this is unjust and we're not going to stand for it. I guess it was just deep futility and unhappiness. Of course, every AA member watching this right now says, yeah, but those people weren't alcoholics. See, it's different when you're an alcoholic. You didn't read the whole thing, you know. So I'm going to attempt to read the whole thing here without getting too nauseated by it, but it says, I'm going to have to skip a couple of lines here, but he says, but with the alcoholic whose hope is the maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, which they never actually properly define. You know, when you think about how many angry, miserable people are in AA meetings that are called on every meeting to scold us with how sober they are and how unworthy the rest of us are, they never quite put into words what their spiritual experience is. It's just, I haven't had a drink in so many years, therefore I'm spiritual, and therefore I'm better than you, and I have every right to be a hateful, bullying, mean old bastard old-timer, you know, for the people who don't get angry, of course. But it says, the business of resentment is infinitely grave. Oh, infinitely grave. You know, normal human emotions, they're infinitely grave. We found that it is fatal. It's fatal. You know, the Big Book threatens you with death all the time, and they'll tell you that there's no must in the Big Book. It's fatal to get angry, according to this. For when harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the Spirit. I think I've talked about that cringeworthy language before, the sunlight of the Spirit. What the hell is the sunlight of the Spirit? You know, do you got a direct phone line to some spiritual world? Do you have some kind of real hardcore physical evidence that you have some connection to some power that's out there in the universe that gives a shit whether you drink or not? If not, the sunlight of the Spirit ain't nothing but a fancy way of saying the way I feel. Other than that, the insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again, and with us to drink is to die. It's always to die, fatal, death. You know, we'll have to do this or it kills us and all this other shit. So in other words, if I get angry, I want to start drinking again. If I drink, I die. Is that what you're telling me? Because I drank on a lot of occasions when I was in a very good mood. I drank on a numerous number of occasions because it was a great day and I was having a celebratory feeling and I wanted to enhance it with alcohol. But according to this, you know, it's another thing about the AA Big Book. Everything and anything is alcoholism except just drinking. The 7 deadly sins, the resentments, the selfishness, the secrets, the double life, all this other shit has to do with why you drank, except the fact that you drank because you like to feel good. But anyway, if we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. The grouch and the brainstorm. A brainstorm is when you're actually kind of coming across several new ideas all at once, like I don't know, the way Beethoven may have felt when he was composing the Ninth Symphony. He may have had a brainstorm about which movement, the first movement, the second movement, the fourth movement, and how the chorus was going to all tie in. He may have been writing in a brainstorm, complete different definition from the grouch. Even though there's even some AA meetings I've said that I've been to where they would say, well, see, these words had different meanings in the 1930s. No, they did not. There's plenty of literature available from the 1930s, actual literature by real writers, that you can read today, and you don't need a special dictionary or a special translator to understand it. I mean, there are books that are post-World War I that are required reading in every American high school that I had to read, like The Great Gatsby or something, that has nothing to do with needing new definitions and new terms. The truth of the matter is Bill was an ignorant piece of shit that didn't know the meanings of definitions and probably was intoxicated when he was writing this. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. In other words, you can't feel the actual emotions that pass for being a human being, an ordinary human being who gets angry all the time. And anger gets a bad rap. You see it all the time because I think in part, and in fact this article here that I'm going to read from, if my sinuses don't kill me with some of this drainage that's been going on with the pollen in the air. I thought I was past that after April passed, but apparently we're still getting that problem here in May. And I lost my train of thought for a second. But suppressing your emotions, in some psychiatric terms, I don't have that article in front of me, or trying to deny yourself actual emotions creates all kinds of other issues like depression and other things. It's actually not healthy to try to not have any anger whatsoever. Now, of course, some fucking AA old-timers are going to say, well, it doesn't say you can't get angry. It's what you do with it. It's what you do with it. Yeah, what do you do with it? You sit in meetings and you scold people and you talk shit about everybody else behind their back, and you get angry at new people if they're struggling with addiction. Is that, do you have the manual or do you have the golden rule chiseled into stone by the higher power up there in the universe, what you do with anger, this is the way you're supposed to do it? I think as a society, I was going to say before I had to clear my throat there, that oftentimes people equate anger with aggression. You know, there are wantonly violent people in the world, wantonly violent people that love confrontation, that love to get into fights, that love to attack people and all those other kind of things. And to be perfectly honest with you, some of the violent people in the world I met are just disgusting pieces of shit, but I don't actually think they're angry when they do that. I think they get high off of the idea of being able to inflict pain and harm. They get high off of the idea that they can instill fear in other people. That's what I think those people are, but that's associated with being pissed off or being angry. But I got two articles in front of me. I don't know if I'll read from both of them or not, but I'm going to start with this one from the American Psychology Association, and the page has been updated a couple of times, but it says when anger is a plus. Despite its terrible reputation, anger can play a constructive role both at home, at work, and in the national consciousness. Psychologists are finding. Now, of course, if you believe the Bible, they write, and the great philosophers and Chinese fortune cookies, anger rarely pays. Yet, it says the red-hot emotion has a positive side. Psychologists who study anger, in studies and in clinical work, they find that anger can help clarify relationship problems, clinch business deals, fuel political agendas, and give people a sense of control during uncertain times. I mean, a good case in point right now, if you've been following the news, you know that there's a lot of generalized anxiety about the fact that we could go into default in the nation's debt, which could trigger an entire economic crisis. And I think most people, when they hear that shit, think the same thing. I'm thinking, you know, you assholes are elected, you assholes get paid off of our tax dollars, fix the fucking problem, you know, and don't screw us over down here who's trying to survive and make a living. That's anger. Now, of course, an AA member is going to jump in and say, well, the article doesn't mention alcoholics. See, that's where you're confusing it. It's about alcoholics. It's about alcoholics. It's not about, you know, regular people. Regular people can get mad like that article says, but not alcoholics. Well, there is no such thing as an alcoholic. I've said that on here numerous times. There is no physical and mental and spiritual illness as described in the Big Book, and the Big Book definition of disease. I've got tons of scientific proof that I could do videos on, plus my own anecdotal evidence and empirical observations that tell you that Bill W.'s definition of an alcoholic as someone being in full flight from reality, taking back their power from God, and all that other claptrap horse shit that he writes about doesn't exist. So, let's continue. More globally, it can spur entire cultures to change for the better, as witnessed by both the civil rights movement of the 1960s and the early women's suffrage movement. Imagine what the women's suffrage movement would have been if women had said, guys, it's really kind of unfair that we're not allowed to vote, but we can't get angry about this. We'll just fold quietly and go on our own way and hope that you give us the power to vote. Social psychologist Carol Tavers, PhD, author of Anger, the Misunderstood Emotion, to paraphrase, there's a time and a place for anger when nothing else will do. Well, there's no one definition of constructive anger. Well, I'm going to say the same thing. I think people who are wantonly violent, or these sick fucks that commit these mass shootings and shit like that, those are not angry people, in my opinion. They're literally twisted individuals that thrive on violence and whatever it is. I could get into another topic about that, but that would wander off what I'm really trying to get to here. The concept of constructive anger is also gaining empirical support from recently validated measures developed by the Mount Sinai Medical Center psychologist Karina Davidson, PhD, and colleagues described. The instrument explores factors like people's propensity to calmly discuss their angry feelings and to work towards solutions. Indeed, use of an anger scale with male heart patients high in hostility suggests that constructive anger could have health benefits as well. And of course, there's a link to another study there that I would have to read into, but anger gets a bad rap partly because it's often erroneously associated with violence, as I just got through saying. Anger seems to be followed by aggression only about 10% of the time, and a lot of aggression occurs in the world in terms of violent crimes without any anger at all. A number of studies have shown that the places where anger is usually played out is often beneficial. When you look at everyday episodes of anger as opposed to more dramatic ones, the results are actually positive, says James Averill, I guess, a University of Massachusetts Amherst psychologist whose studies of everyday anger from the 1980s to the present day found that angry episodes help strengthen relationships about half the time, according to community samples. Echoing some more findings, 93% of people reported positive long-term effects of angry episodes compared with 36% that reported neutral and negative long-term outcomes. And I'm going to skip a little bit of here to another psychological page. It says 16 reasons it's good to get angry. There's good reasons for getting angry. Who would have thought? Anger is designed to promote survival. This is coming from, I'll have to post both of these links in the video below, of course, but it says, emotions have evolved to keep us safe. Our fight response, which evolved so we could defend ourselves from an enemy or danger, stems from anger. Anger is embedded in our primitive need to live and protect ourselves against aggression. Live and protect the people we care about as well, including family members. Anger drives people to be vigilant about threats and sharpens our focus. When we're threatened or attacked by a predator, anger is automatically activated and pushes us to fight back and act quickly and forcefully to protect ourselves. So it's not really some kind of weird spiritual disease type thing that this crackpot Bill W. is talking about. It's actually a byproduct of evolution. You know, in the days when you were a caveman and predators would attack you, and every morning that you woke up on your inside your cave could be your very last day on Earth in a world filled with violent predators and violent other fellow human beings who would raid and murder and take your food and rape your wife and everything else. It was necessary to be angry. And guess what? In today's world, with all the crazy shit you see going on in the news, it's pretty good to have an angry defensive reaction to some things because it is built in and hardwired into your survival structure. Anger's discharge is calming is another reason. When you're angry, you experience physical and emotional pain. When you experience physical and emotional distress, anger strongly motivates you to do something about it. As such, anger helps you cope with stress by first discharging tension in your body. And by doing so, it calms your nerves. That's why you may have an angry reaction and then feel kind of calm afterward, or sometimes even tired afterward. I was listening to a commentator on the news talking about how Twitter is the road rage highway of the internet. If you notice, everybody on Twitter is upset, ugly, insulting, and all those other things. When you're behind the wheel of a car and somebody zips over in front of you without even turning their blinker on and cuts you off, they zip over in front of you and then they slam on your brakes and you have to slam on your brakes, and you feel that jolt of anger and rage, and you're like, I could murder that fucking asshole for that. There is also a feeling kind of calmness after it's over with, or even a tired feeling after it's over with, because you're kind of relieved that you survived, but also anger in and of itself has a positive calming effect afterwards. I didn't actually know that. Anger provides a sense of control. Anger is related to a deep need for control. In other words, this whole entire thing about being powerless and giving up your control and all of those other things is contrary to human evolutionary psychology. Human beings have a need to impose order in their lives, even though it may be an illusion. Okay, like there's nothing to stop, a terrible event from happening right now, like an airplane falling on my house or something like that, and killing me right here. And I'm sure a lot of 12-steppers would be more than overjoyed if that happened to me. and would love to see the video of it taking place. Not to mention all the people that hope I drink again, get drunk again, and die drunk. All those 12-steppers when I was leaving the program. But we do have a need of some sort to have a feeling of control over our lives. The function of anger is to inflict cost or withhold benefits from others to increase our own welfare. Individuals who experience and display anger are in a better position to fulfill their needs and control their destiny than those who are suppressing their anger. That said, it's important to guard against becoming obsessed by the sense of power anger can elicit. Well, I don't think nobody's defending wanton violence. I don't think nobody's defending fucking asshole domestic abusers or pieces of shit that go out and inflict pain on weaker individuals or on helpless animals or something like that. I don't think anybody's defending those kinds of disturbing, sick pieces of shit. Okay, but I'm thinking the majority of regular, ordinary people, they're not like that. And besides, that has to do with something other than anger itself. It's not like he never properly learned how to control his anger. That's why he violently attacks people. Those are demented individuals. So it's saying, it's coming with a common sense forewarning here. Of course, you can't go around in confrontations all the days of your life and those kinds of things. Anger motivates us to solve problems. When we feel like things are out of place, we can get angry. If things are not the way they're supposed to be and need to change, anger propels us to do something and motivates us to find solutions. Anger is triggered when we face an obstacle or an individual that blocks our needs and prepares us to deal with the obstruction or problem in our path so we can get to where we want to be. Anger makes us aware of injustice. When we're denied rights and faced with insults, disrespect, injustice, or exploitation, anger serves as an internal guidance system that indicates something's not quite right, that someone has treated us unjustly or unfairly. Anger helps communicate to others, you better treat me a little better than that, otherwise you'll pay a cost. On a global level, standing up for a lack of fairness can prevent people from taking advantage of others. This type of anger can bring about positive change in society and increase the social cost of misbehaving. Not according to the big book. There's no such thing as justified anger. You got to leave that to the people that are better suited to handle it. By the way, who the fuck are the people that are better suited to handle it? Bill W. doesn't tell us exactly who those people are. He just says, not us alcoholics. We got to leave that to other people to decide. If you leave other people to decide your fucking fate, you're in for a whole lot of problems in this world, as evidenced by putting my trust in sponsors, my trust in AA groups, and all those other pieces of shit that did not have my best interest at heart. The people like the piece of shit sponsor I talked about on here before that would deliberately tell the fifth steps to his sponsees' families just to create strife and turmoil in their life. Those kinds of people are not the kind of people you're supposed to trust. You're supposed to have an awareness of injustices. You're supposed to have an awareness of wrongs. You're supposed to be angry when faced with an unfair situation. It's part of our evolutionary biological makeup from thousands and thousands of centuries. It drives us towards goals. Anger can, surprisingly enough, this is a big shock to me, it can trigger optimism. It can encourage us to focus on what we hope to achieve, rather than merely focusing on pain, insult, or victimization. The anger system is geared toward what is attainable, not the impossible. When we're angry, we often feel positive about our ability to change the situation, empowering us to take action and move from an undesirable position to a desirable one. You ever been in a situation in your life when you're down and out, and it feels like everything is falling apart, and your whole world is crumbling, and all of a sudden you get real good and pissed off about it, and you say, you know what? I ain't gonna fucking take that shit laying down. I'm not gonna crawl up into a corner and die because of these misfortunes. God damn it, they're not going to crush me that easily. I'm gonna raise up and I'm gonna do something about it, and I'm gonna beat this fucking thing, and I'm gonna overcome it. You ever experience those kinds of feelings in life? Well, guess what? It's perfectly normal to do so. In fact, it's a good thing to do so. It protects our values and beliefs. I guess that could tie back into the social justice thing. And I could keep going here, even though I'm 20 minutes into this already, but I think you're getting the generalized idea here. If you try to stuff your feelings inside and think you're supposed to eat shit the rest of your life in these AA meetings while these bullying old-timer assholes who have zero control over their anger whatsoever, who don't even try to practice any of that horse shit they're preaching, who are free to be as angry and as tyrannical as they want to be towards you, if you think that's healthy for your overall well-being, then according to a mountain of evidence here that I can keep on going here for another few hours about, that's actually contrary to human nature. Besides that, studies alike, because I already know what some certain AA people are going to say about that. You didn't like the studies that said AA works better than everything, but you're only quoting the studies that you like here and all that other thing. Well, actually, in truth, it's a simple thing called good old common sense for the most part. What do you think is better in life, to walk around letting everybody piss on you, or to stand up for yourself? Do you think it's better to let social injustice go completely unchecked and run completely wild and let all kinds of tyrannical things happen by those in authority? Or do you think it's better to stand up to it and say, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that because I and other people like me are not going to allow you to do that. You try to push people around and we're going to try to push back. I mean, it seems to me tragic that I would actually have to make a video about a regular, normal human emotion such as anger and have to explain that it's perfectly psychologically healthy to get angry because you're going to get angry, whether you are an alcoholic, which doesn't exist, or not. It's a part of being a human being. But of course, AA people don't believe they're human beings. They think they're this special chosen tribe by the hand of AA God up there in the sky that has lifted them out of the drunken gutters to put them in those meetings where they can lord it over on the rest of us for the rest of their lives because they're above everybody else. It's really funny, the organization that preaches all this bullshit about humility and being humble and all those things is filled with people that don't have a teaspoon, a bit of humility within them. And anyway, I guess I've kind of summed up enough points for this one. I think you get the generalized idea. You can check out the articles below. Chime in on the comment section here and let me know how anger has been constructive for you. Let me know how there have been times in your life when you were being pushed around and getting good and goddamn angry, did something about it. I think we've all had that one abusive coworker, that one abusive manager that treats you like garbage, that keeps rubbing your nose in it until one day you don't want to take it anymore and you stand up and all of a sudden, like the bullies they are, they back off. The bullies of the world will run over you. They'll run over you as long as you allow them to do that. When you stand up and let the bullies of the world know, because the bullies of the world are cowards at heart, and their whole aggressive thing is just a part of their fucking act to try to get people to be submissive to them. They're cowards at heart. When you stand up to them and they back off, it does feel really good. Anyway, that's enough for this time. See you guys next week, hopefully.